Hi there and welcome to Naturally Recovering Autism. I am your host, Karen Thomas, and I want to thank you so much for being here and being a proactive parent and getting the resources that you need to let your child live their most fulfilling and independent life possible. When my own son was diagnosed with autism, I was told to drug him and try behavioral therapies, and there was nothing else that we could do for him but manage his symptoms the rest of his life. But I didn't want to do that. Fortunately, my background in craniosacral therapy of now 30 years let me know that the brain can and does heal, but I didn't know that much about autism. What I did know is that I didn't want to just mask the symptoms with dangerous drugs. I wanted to find the causes and work with them naturally. And fast forward, it took me a decade and a lot of time and effort, but today my son is no longer diagnosable with autism after being told it could not happen. So I'm here to share with you valuable resources to save you the time and some of the expense that I had to spend to figure it out, and to help you let your child lead to their best results possible. Every child's level of recovery is different, but we know that children who couldn't sleep through the night are sleeping now through the night and happily. Their immune systems are now strong where they were once sick all the time. Children who were nonverbal and their parents were told they could never speak are now speaking. Children who were getting D's and F's in school are getting A's and B's, and those that were so anxious all the time and couldn't sit still and were uncomfortable in their own bodies are now calm and happy and relaxed, and they're leading fulfilling and independent lives with friends. This is what we want for our kids. So I'm here to share the resources with you so that you can get the best results for your child, the best possible. And you can start that right now with my free download of the top 7 foods to eliminate beginning today, of the top foods that are the most inflammatory and toxic that are contributing to those physical and behavioral symptoms of autism that your child is having. They're making his life uncomfortable. So you can get that right now at naturallyrecoveringautism.com/7 foods. And feel free to share that with anybody you know who would be interested. And I will also link to it in today's show notes. There's of course a lot more than diet, but this is something you could start doing today that will begin to reduce those symptoms. And I'm happy to share everything I can with you. So right now, let's dive into today's episode. Today we're going to talk about something a lot to do with detoxification. And as we know, this show is largely for parents of children on the autism spectrum, and detoxification is a really, really important subject. Our kids usually have some trouble detoxifying, so anything that's natural, and that's what this entire show and everything I'm about is, all natural things that we can do to help our kids. And we look for ways that our children can detoxify naturally, safely, and very gently. And today's guest is Phil Wilson. And Phil has a background and degree in mathematics, but he has been working in health food stores since 1996 and seen probably thousands of supplements and therapies and various things over the years, and started doing expos in 1980 around the health industry, the natural health industry. And at one point, he was told about a specific far infrared sauna that was said to be much, much superior to the functioning of the rest of them. And there is a big difference between far infrared saunas. And if you haven't heard about far infrared yet, then you're definitely in the right place, because we're going to go into the specifics about what they can do for you and your children and what those benefits are and kind of how they work. So Phil's going to be able to explain all of those things for us. He's now been demonstrating his far infrared sauna since 2002, and goes to expos all over the country and basically demonstrates these. I met him at an Autism One conference a few years ago. I own one of these saunas, and I love mine, but I'm going to let him tell you a little bit more about the benefits of it. So without further ado, welcome, Phil, and thank you for joining us today.
It's a pleasure. It's definitely a pleasure.
So, Phil, what was it that made you look into this particular far infrared sauna? And then I know you've researched for many years now on far infrared, and what makes it sort of different, and what are the benefits of far infrared?
Yes. The benefits of far infrared is pretty amazing, and I heard about the relaxed sauna a long time ago. I got a phone call from the company in Taiwan, and before that, I was at a spa show, and I saw they had one of these portable tent saunas, very much like the one we have, like a Mercedes looks like a Chevy Chevette from afar. And so, and so I said, wow, I couldn't believe you could have a sauna in your home. I mean, this is so exciting, a sauna in your home, because, you know, usually when people think about having a sauna in their home, they think about these big wooden saunas and all this rigmarole, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to figure out how to put it in your home if you live in an apartment or if you rent. So I was excited, and I got one of them, and I used to, it didn't heat up very much. It didn't heat up very much, so I had to take the chair out, and I sat in, and it took me about 18 minutes to start sweating. And since that was okay, and about 55 minutes later, that's about how long it took, I had a pretty good sweat, and I was pretty excited. And then about a year later, after loving my sauna for a year, I get a phone call from Taiwan, from the headquarters of the Relaxed Sauna Company. And they said, well, they said, actually, our sauna's better than the others. And I don't like anyone to say something's better, because everyone says that. It doesn't mean anything. But I understood what they were saying. So I said, okay. And they gave me a decent price on a sample. And I was shocked to find it arrived 2 days later. They sent it FedEx Express. And I got it 2 days later. And everyone at my store, at my office, they got in the sauna and said, oh my gosh, this works so much better than the other one. They said it works so much better than the other one. And so, you know, I asked people, you know, I wasn't sure myself, but the more I used it, the more I really enjoyed it. And then I started doing shows. When you look at the panels of the cheaper saunas, they're just little carbon panels. It's pieces of cloth with carbon charcoal embedded in it. And there's a new version out. They just use tourmaline discs. And when you study far infrared ray, you find out that it's the energy that comes out of the sauna. It's like when the sun hits whether it be copper, silver, straw, asphalt, anything, whenever it hits anything like that, there's a reflection, and so much, and it's a bell curve wave, and so much of the wave is far infrared ray. In the relaxed sauna, they use semiconductor chip technology, and 95 to 98% of that energy actually reflected is far infrared ray. And so there's I'd say about 10 times more far infrared ray coming out of the relaxed sauna than any other portable sauna. And sometimes, you know, 15 times more from the tourmaline discs, which only are about 18%. The carbon panels are about 36%. That's all mental. It's the experience of going in the relaxed sauna. That's what happened when we met you at the Autism One conference. You got in the sauna and said, oh my gosh, I've been in wooden saunas, 5, 6, 7 of them, and none of them feel this good so quickly.
Mm-hmm. I had a little bit of a digestive thing going on, I remember, and I was speaking that day, and I thought, oh no.
Right.
So you're like, well, jump in here for 5 minutes. I'm dressed all nicely. I'm like, well, I don't want to bring up a big sweat right now. I'm going to go and speak. And you said, no, it takes, 6 or 8 minutes to sweat. So we'll push in for 5 and you'll feel better. I was like, okay. I got in, all dressed. And pretty quickly, my stomach felt better. And I was like, wow. And then I had to get out before I really broke a real sweat, because I couldn't start sweating in my clothes. And I felt better the rest of the day. So then, that night you said, come back and we'll give you longer. So I went up to my room in the hotel and put, some gym clothes I'd brought on, and then did a whole thing that night. And the other thing that I love too is that that this sauna gets hot immediately. You turn it on and you're where you want to be. You don't have to have that lag time of waiting for it to heat up. but you had told me very recently, which I didn't know, that, and I love that they're portable. So if you travel, you can take it with you. But that the inside of it, because it has the silver inside panels, it's there that it reflects back into you from that. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, like I like to tell people when I give talks in farm-fed Ray, I like to tell them that there's 3 principles of farm-fed energy they don't teach in 7th grade. Number 1, farm-fed energy is a light, and the light is it goes at 186,000 miles a second. And the other thing is that it goes through clothes, and I'll give an example of that. And the third one is that it's a light, and therefore, even though it's invisible, it's reflected by a mirror. And so, because there's a blue inside to make it look pretty inside, and there's a silver on the outside of the relaxed sauna tent. So when the energy comes out of the relaxed sauna radiators, see, generally people know you have to be in front of far infrared for it to work, because a cat lies in the sun, not in the shade. And so you have to be in front of it, and they say, well, where's the light emitting from? And again, it's not the heat, it's the far infrared light that does the work. You have to be in front of the light, and the light resonates with the cells in your body. And that resonate, it's a love bond. Like if you put your 2 hands together like this, and then you can usually feel, I mean, I did this to someone, they couldn't, but I've always been able to feel an energy in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so the relaxed sauna is sort of like one of the hands, and so there's a resonance between the energy coming out of the relaxed sauna radiator and the cells of your body, and you can feel that pulsating, and your water molecules actually start pulsating.
So it doesn't have to necessarily be light, because I actually have one of your far infrared lamps too, and it doesn't emit a light, but the heat is it works with my body's heat, correct? My body.
Well, yeah, it is. It's an energy, and the energy is officially called the light, just like dog whistles have sounds that you can't hear. Mm-hmm. So it's a light that we can't see. It's not visible light, but still it's a light, and it's reflected by a mirror, and you have to be in front of it, otherwise it won't work.
Right.
It's like it's not the heat that does the healing. When you're sitting inside the relaxed sauna, and I like to say the relaxed sauna is a pro-choice sauna, because we give you the choice to put your head in or out. Mm-hmm. and sometimes it's fun to duck the head, or not fun. Sometimes it's very therapeutic. And sometimes a lot of people do not want the head in the sauna. That's a nice feature of it.
Right. It's not constricting, which I think for parents of children with autism to hear, that's very important. This is very comfortable, and it zips up in the front, so you could even leave it unzipped if the child didn't want it completely closed, and they would still receive the benefits. Yes,
because it's the light, not the heat. And so you could have the zipper unzipped 2 inches, 8 inches, 10 inches, even 30 inches, and you still get a lot of the benefit from it, because it's the light bouncing off the wall. See, the light hits the blue cloth, and then goes through it and hits the silver and bounces, because far infrared light is reflected by a mirror. And a good example of this, as I said I'd go into, is on a cold winter day. You know, the sun is hot, you're cold, and you can close your eyes and focus on the sun, and you can feel the sun's warmth go through your winter coat and warm you to the core. And like ultraviolet does not go through clothes, because you prevent suntan by wearing clothes. But far infrared light actually goes through the sand and resonates with the water and turtle eggs, and activates the turtle embryo to grow into a turtle. Otherwise it would not. Wow. And a lot of people don't realize that.
So this is a good segue for us I really would like to let parents know about what are the benefits of far infrared. Why would you want to use a far infrared sauna? What kinds of things? And I know we can't, make the medical claims. There are a lot of studies, and we can link to some. I'm sure you have to share with me. I know you said over 650 testimonials from people, and I have my own. But can you kind of give some of the benefits of what kinds of things it can help people with, and kind of how that might work a little bit, to give some understanding?
Yeah, there's a certain frequency of light that scientists in the last 65 years have recognized resonates with human energy. See, I did not, well, you know, you've heard probably over the years that we're light beams. Well, we really are far infrared light beams, and we shine 9.4 microns of light, which is 9,400 nanometers of light. That's the frequency that we shine. And we shine, I read in this one book, I don't know if it's true, because it used to be if you read in a book it was true, but now that's no longer true. But basically we shine about 75 watts worth of light. And water vibrates at 8 microns, which is 8,000 nanometers. And that's those are energies. So if you can shine a bright light at the same frequency, it's the same, and so we don't see it as differently, so it resonates with us. And the resonating, it's like a love bond. When you see someone who you're in harmony with, you see them from a half a block away, and you can feel a love bond going on, and that's in a sense, and that's a resonating, and therefore it causes the water cells in your body to pulsate, and that creates the whole cascade of effects that we read about that far infrared can do, which is it increases microcirculation, and it increases core temperature, and therefore it mobilizes the lymphatic system, increases immune function. Microcirculation increased, you can have a wound or a diabetic ulcer or a sore that does not heal, and that's because the blood can't get into the periphery, and like there's something called neuropathy or
neuropathy,
and that's when you can't get it's called peripheral neuropathy. Sometimes you can't get in the hands and toes. And we were at a Lyme conference. We've been going to Lyme conferences as well as autism conferences. And we were at a conference in Boston last weekend, and this lady got in the relaxed sauna, and we put her in twice. So we put her in for 12 minutes. She sweated a little bit, and she has had peripheral neuropathy for 2.5 years. And she got
from the Lyme disease?
From the Lyme disease, exactly. So that, which means no feeling in her fingers or toes. And in 12 minutes, she had full feeling in her fingers and toes, and she said, wow. Now, what's
that is amazing.
Yes. And that's amazing enough, but the lady told us later when she came back to do the relaxed sauna again, she has a portable sauna in her home, and she's been using it for a year, and she'll use it for an hour to get a sweat, and she has never had the peripheral neuropathy, no benefit at all from it.
Wow.
Using that other sauna. And that's because the relaxed sauna, like I said in the early moments of us talking, is 10 times more powerful than the cheaper saunas made in China. And, you know, this is like, you know, we're giving you a therapeutic dose of far infrared ray in the relaxed sauna, and people say, well, a vitamin C capsule is a vitamin C capsule. I'm saying, yeah, this one's got 10 grams and the other one's got 1 gram. There is a difference. You know, sometimes 1 gram won't do it.
And it's probably good to note, as we say, powerful, that word can sometimes scare parents. Like,
Yes.
oh, I should put my child in this then because it's powerful. It might be dangerous. So what is the safety around that?
Well, you know, when we say powerful, we really mean gentle.
Okay.
It's a very, very gentle, loving light. I mean, so many times I've put 125,000 people in the relaxed sauna at about 25, 30 shows a year for the last 14 years. Oh. And one of the most common comments I have, especially for, it appears women in their 20s are prone to say this more than anyone. They said, I feel like I'm being hugged by my grandma.
Interesting. Yeah, because it is that deep warmth. I mean, it works with your body's internal heat. Like I know, like with a far infrared comforter, for instance, it's like husband and wife might be sleeping under the same comforter, and often, you know, men sleep warm and women sleep cool, I think it is. And so, but it balances each person's internal body temperature so that they're at the right comfort level for them. So far-infrared saunas are sort of the same thing. They work with your internal, I don't know if it's a heat pattern or your internal heat. Is that right?
Well, it increases the core temperature of the body.
Okay.
And it does that by, again, pulsating the water molecules. So, for example, if someone says, what does far-infrared energy do? There's one thing. It pulsates the water molecules. That's all. But that's a whole cascading domino effect of wonderfulness that is created, because if you increase if it pulsates the water molecule, it turns out the angle between the hydrogen and the oxygen, H2O, will get smaller. So the water cells will get smaller. Blood is comprised about 80% of water. The blood cells will get smaller. And the artery, the vessels of the artery, the walls will get, those cells will get smaller. So what happens is you now have a 4-lane highway with motorcycles instead of a 2-lane highway with semis. That's an extreme exaggeration, but basically you're going to go faster, and the motorcycles can go where semis can't, and you can go where your bicycle can't, and you can go where so basically this is why in peripheral neuropathy, diabetic ulcers, getting rid of inflammation, getting rid of pain, all these things are in general the result of not enough the circulation is not strong.
Mm-hmm.
The acupuncture meridians. The relaxed sauna was actually created, and it was inspired by a Japanese company came to the Taiwan electric company that manufactures the relaxed sauna and invented it. Dr. Chang and a team of scientists were approached by a Japanese company saying, can you bring a hot springs, like in southern Japan, or the healing hot springs where people go to get healed, where they've been doing this for centuries. Can you bring that kind of energy in through electricity into a home? Sure, why not? We can try. And it took 10 years. This was not a minor thing to do. This was major. And the company, after they invented the relaxed sauna, they had an aha. Maybe they don't even realize the extent of the aha that they had, but it took 10 years to figure out how to get this kind of energy, how to get a Qigong master into your home. Now, there's people who learn Reiki and all sorts of things, but a Qigong master who is totally tuned in with life is more like your grandmother hugging you. It's a love bond. You feel a great deal of love radiating from this person, and therefore you feel warm, you feel loved, you relax inhibitions, you quit resisting.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to be giving a couple talks in the next couple months on the relaxed sauna and far-infrared energy as a path to higher consciousness, as a path to becoming more aware. Because truly, I like to say, and I started saying a long time ago, and at the time I didn't realize that what I was saying was probably more true than I really believed it to be. But it's like a stepped-down version of divine love in a box, and that's a pretty powerful statement.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be blasphemous and say you can have divine love come out of electricity, but let's say that in this world, the most, quote, divine love you can get out of a box, we're able to do with the relaxed sauna. And I have so many people who have like healings in the relaxed sauna in 5-6 minutes. You think, like when I was a kid, they had an Oral Roberts TV show, and people would be healed, and they'd walk away without crutches. And even at the Health Freedom Expo many years ago, this guy from I think he's from Nigeria, after he got out of the sauna, he picked up something, and then he wasn't able to pick it up. He said, my hand. So we've had hundreds of cases where people get out of the sauna and they said, the pain I've had in my neck for a year and a half. It's gone in 7 minutes. I mean, I've had probably hundreds, 200, 300, 400, 500 people say that the pain is totally diminished or totally gone, and probably thousands that said the pain is, tens of thousands have said the pain is greatly reduced being in the relaxed sauna for 5 or 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So, and to reiterate, it's not just about heating the body. It's not just about generalized heat. There's more to it. And the aspect of these cells moving more quickly, what you're doing is you're stimulating the lymphatic system, and the lymphatics need to drain. And our kids with autism tend to get lymphatic backup. Those toxins aren't moving. Same with the liver and the bile. And so to get those things moving in those systems and those organs functioning better, that is, and reducing the inflammation are so important, because inflammation is the core cause of pretty much all of the problems, whether it's in the brain or their gut. Like I had mentioned that my gut was bothering me at that conference, and I got
exactly
5 minutes. I noticed a huge difference. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, and it's really bothering me. Another important thing to mention, because I am very aware, and I know many are, especially children with autism, very sensitive to electromagnetic field radiation. So it is plugged in, but you gave me a clear explanation when I asked you about the EMFs with this far infrared sauna. So could you explain that to our listeners?
Yes, I'll be glad to. In terms of EMF, there's no electricity anywhere in the sauna except by the radiators, because the sauna radiator, the tent, reflects it. So there's no electricity there. But the relaxed sauna radiator, far infrared ray energy has been known to antidote the ill effects of EMF. It has been known to antidote the ill effects of too much ultraviolet radiation, which is called sunburn. And I've had many people with a sunburn pain of a 6, 7, 8 go into the relaxed sauna in 5, 6 minutes, reluctantly at first. They said, I've got a sunburn. Why would I want to go into this place that has heat? Again, it's the misconception. The heat is the byproduct. It's the healing light that resonates. And so the light cancels out the ill effects of the sunburn, and the sunburn pain goes down to zero. I've seen that 2, 3, 4, 5 times. It's not every day someone comes to the show and has a sunburn, but when they do, I say I can get rid of that, in seconds. Also, people are concerned about nuclear energy, like Fukushima, and all the far infrared energy. And again, if the relaxed sauna has 6 times more far infrared ray energy, and this is really, really important, than any $4,000, $6,000, $8,000 wooden sauna, we have more far infrared ray energy. It therefore antidotes the ill effects of previous exposure to radiation or EMF than any other sauna. The relaxed sauna generator actually acts as an EMF protector in the same vein. And I didn't realize this for many years, and I'm being bold enough to say this because I know it's true. And you can buy other EMF protectors if you're really concerned from a number of reputable companies. And it's like there's a bear outside your cabin, and you're in, or a bear outside your RV. It can't get in. You can detect it, so you can measure. You can take one of those EMF meters, and there's no EMF anywhere in the sauna where your vital organs are, because we have no electricity there. But for the lower leg and the feet, there is some EMF present there. But again, the far infrared energy coming out of the relaxed sauna radiators make it impossible for that radiation, the EMF, to affect you. And that's really important. In other words, I thought about it, okay, 20 degrees below zero is sort of dangerous. But if you've got a winter coat and 2 scarves and a little cabin to sit in, it's not going to hurt you. And here you are, it's minus 20 degrees outside, but you're in your winter coat inside your cabin, and you're fine. You feel great. So the fear of EMF is 10, 20 times worse than EMF. And EMF can. There are a number of people who are very sensitive to EMF, and I honor that. And that's why in my health food store, we've been selling EMF protectors for many, many years, 3 or 4 different brands. You know, I guess everyone is, you know, is aligned to a particular company, feels better than another. But the far infrared energy protects them from the EMF. And that's something I've experienced over and over. Why do we have 650 video testimonies on YouTube saying, oh my gosh, like at the Lyme's conference, this one person came to us and said, it saved our life. It saved my daughter's life, the relaxed sauna. So if it's so dangerous, why would we, I mean, why are all these people so happy and their lives have been changed and transformed?
Well, and you know, anything, especially reducing the inflammation and getting the lymphatics to flow, will help a child with autism. And there is a lot of, you know, it's not supposed to be the P, but the pain word. I mean, a lot of that associated with, especially with the gut imbalances. The gut is so weak and needs to be healed up. But if it can help reduce the inflammation, then it can help the original beginning cause of the problems. And so the body can then start to work more naturally, like you're mentioning how these kids too are so sensitive to their environment. And if they're able to get into this, and also it'd be interesting to hear your talk about getting into that energetic balance, you know, into that place, because I'm definitely going to start working with people too along that and teaching things about the emotional releases that need to happen for people in order to get better. And this is bringing people back to that calm state, which is sometimes hard for kids with autism to get to, because they'll have, you know, feelings like, you know, anxious feelings and things that just get so stirred up that they can't calm themselves down. So this would be really nice for them as well. And I will get some, do you have some studies, Phil, that we could put on? I could link on the page at naturalhealingautism.com. I'll put some links to some studies that you might have. That
if I can find some, I'll get them to you. We have studies showing that the relaxed sauna energy, this is, there was a conference in Taiwan, and they compared the relaxed sauna to a near-infrared lamp, and they found out that the relaxed sauna was much more effective in improving microcirculation. Okay,
well, that's good to know too, because I know I've read some studies online, just in general studies that like PubMed.com, I believe, has some. And
yes, that's the best place to go.
Okay,
and we have researched and found 4 or 5. 6 different articles all about that. PubMed.com is a great resource that we've used ourselves.
Right, because we're kind of giving an overview here, I know, about, the benefits and the stimulation and things like that, but I think some people want a little bit more scientific information. They want to hear a little bit more about, well, what are they finding, at a deeper level? And so I like to just give those resources for those people, because I do know that far infrared has tremendous health benefits. I've known that for many years. Even before
experientially, we've both discovered that, oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah. I definitely know that they have so much to offer as far as health. I will also, the holidays are coming. If you're happening to be listening to this in the month of December, I'm going to link to a coupon code that Phil is going to give me to offer to you for $100 off one of these saunas in the month of December. So month of December of 2017. So it'll expire
right.
December 1st, 2017. Yeah, because people will be listening to this long after.
Exactly.
But I just wanted to put that out there to you. So if you have interest in these, we'll link, PubMed.com. You can look up some of the studies. You can look up some more information on this if you need. But it is nice. You don't have to have this entire room built inside one of your rooms that then doesn't even have the efficiency. It's small, it's portable, you can pick it up, you can move it around, it folds up. You can carry it on an airplane, you can carry it, well, it's almost on the edge of too big for the airplane, with just in length, but it's lightweight. And
it'll fit in a suitcase for sure. Mm-hmm. I use it in my hotel room all the time.
Yeah, yeah, you can travel with them, and that's really nice for parents of children with autism to know that, you can take it with you, whether it's to grandma's house or if you're going on a vacation. If you see the benefits that it's having for your child and you don't want to leave home without it, then you can take it with you. And like we're saying, and again, that's why that studies and testimonials and other things are really helpful to see that even though it's small and it doesn't look like as picturesque as some of those cedar wooden rooms and, the beautiful whole glass and everything, they're extremely efficient and give the benefits far better than those that might have that elegant look to them. So I just kind of want to put that out there to you, because the first time I looked at it, I was kind of like, well, I know far infrared, but this thing looks a little funky.
Yeah. A lot of people, especially people who sell wooden saunas, they look at it and they lump us in with all the Chinese saunas. And the relaxed sauna is the only it's the only portable sauna that's a professional model sauna. It uses medical device technology, and it's the only sauna, period, that uses medical device technology, and that's really important to know. The wooden saunas don't use medical device technology. The pretty wood does not generate any far infrared ray, and I find it humorous to people say, "Well, I want a real sauna."
Right.
And I'm saying, well, when you look at the emitters of the far infrared ray, that's what generates the energy. It's far infrared energy, not how pretty the container is.
Mm-hmm.
And I also wanted to add, because we haven't really gotten to this. You're talking about people with autism, kids or adults, and we go to mental health conferences. We go to energy psychology conferences. There is nothing that I know of better than the relaxed sauna energy to get rid of depression.
Wow.
To elevate the mind. Remember, I said it was like a pathway to higher consciousness. You feel hugged by your grandma. You feel the chi starts moving. You feel like you're in the presence of a qigong master. So the energy, the acupuncture meridians all start getting balanced. Your whole body is like there's some kind of divine energy coming in and just setting and getting every cell in your body, getting all the chi. We also have a lady who does lymph drainage. You were talking about that earlier. Mm-hmm. And she was working for an acupuncturist doing lymph drainage. And then the acupuncture brought in the relaxed sauna to her room and said, "Here, use this before you do lymph drainage." And she says, "Well, this can't fit in the room. I'm in here." And they found a way to fit it in. It worked very well. And she reported to me 2 months later, very excitedly, "I am getting twice the results when I put them in for 5 or 7 minutes before I do lymph drainage than what I did before." And she has a track record.
There's an important fact that when the body is able to be brought down to a calmer state, it's out of the fight or flight state, then it can actually begin to heal. When it stays in that heightened, basically the sympathetic versus the parasympathetic systems.
Right, yes.
And if it has to be in that calm state to be able to even begin to heal. So by being brought into that more relaxed state, you're having your own natural biological benefits be able to work. And if you're, whether you're in therapies or supplements or things that you're doing, that's just going to make it more efficient to be able, because your body, as I always kind of used the analogy with my son when he was recovering from autism, that he would go to therapies and he'd say, "Well, Mom, I want to, but I can't." And he was so toxic and inflamed and in that heightened state all the time, his body couldn't relax. But when we started getting the toxins out and he started getting calmer, it was just all of a sudden things moved so much more quickly. And I've learned that now, and I have a program where I walk parents through the steps of what I did to recover my son. And in that, you have to start at square one. You have to start with supporting the systems with being able to calm the body down, and then you kind of slowly move into this very slow transformation into that process of detoxification and everything else, and healing the gut, all the other things that need to happen. So that is the first state you need to be in to even begin to recover from anything, is to get into that relaxed state. And that's, I think, a big part beyond the physiological aspects that happen with far infrared, but that's a big part of what is happening when you get into the far infrared sauna.
We have, at the Autism One conference, we interviewed one of the moms, and she had gotten a relaxed sauna from us, I think, about 4, 5, 6 months before the Autism One conference. And she showed up and she says, I've got 2 kids on the autism spectrum. And one of the kids, you know, before they go to school, she says, Mom, can I go into the relaxed sauna? I really feel I need to. And he goes in, and all of a sudden he comes out a different kid, the mom says. He comes out totally, and after school he'll come in and just hang out in the relaxed sauna with it on and it open, and he'll read in there. Right. And it's got a very, very calming effect on kids with autism. And that's why for years, when we were doing exposed to integrative medical doctors, to naturopathic doctors, people kept on saying, go to the Lyme conferences, go to the autism conferences. And we have had so much good, positive feedback from kids with autism, from their parents, and anyone with autism or any kind of mental disorder, whether it be just you know, whatever, ADHD, or we go to energy psychology conferences, but it calms you down. And people get in the sauna. They say, hey, I know this is sort of strange, but I feel really relaxed, yet I feel more energized. I said, you got it. You got it. This is therapeutic. It gets you grounded. It gets you tuned into that which you are. And from that point, now it's like all the scattered energy is now calmed down, and now it all comes to a center, and now you can start creating real energy. It's not a nervous coffee energy. It's an energy based on you being in touch with who you are and connected to that which, you know, is you. And then miracles happen. And that's why so many people say, I feel rejuvenated and I feel relaxed at the same time. But, you know, and it's funny, we had a signs, detox brings joy, mental clarity, and the person is deciding which sauna to get into. I say, no, it does all that.
It's kind of goes with whatever you need. Yeah, whatever direction your body needs to go, because it's just balancing, basically. Yeah,
exactly, balancing.
All right. And so again, I'll leave the link for the coupon code, which is basically going to at relaxsaunas.com, and the code is going to be my first name, Karen. But I'll link to that on the page.
Everyone knows how to spell Karen, right?
Karen.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, and we'll give the code. Yeah, so whether you call, is it, Phil, whether they call up or they order online?
Yeah, they can call up and say they saw the Karen Thomas interview of Phil Wilson, and they'll automatically get $100 off. So they can call us up, or they can go online at the relaxsaunas.com booth and place an order and put in the discount code Karen. And in either case, it'll be effective till December 31st, 2017.
Okay, perfect. And thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's nice when we can offer any types of benefits, resources for parents of children with autism to help out in any way possible. So, and I will link to Phil's website again, is relaxsaunas.sound with a plural. Yes. Saunas,
yes, right.
relaxsaunas.com.
Right.
So yeah, we'll link to that at the bottom of the page here at naturalhealingautism.com. And is there anything that you want to say before we wrap up, Phil?
Well, the relaxed sauna is special. It's unique. The far infrared energy that comes out of it uses semiconductor chip technology, and usually when energy comes off of far infrared energy, it's a bell curve, and maybe only 20, 30, 40% of the energy coming out is actually far infrared ray. And we're able to, there's no wiggle room, so all of the energy, it all is within the range of resonating with us. So 96, 98% of the energy coming out of the relaxed sauna actually pulsates your water molecule and creates the whole cascading effect. A lot of times people, a washing machine uses invisible water to penetrate every fiber of every cloth, and the relaxed sauna healing light is invisible light, and it penetrates every cell of your body and cleanses and purifies all the cells of the toxins, the waste product, the chemicals, the phthalates, the heavy metals, and out comes the dirty light in the form of mental and emotional attitudes, as well as physical toxins, the metabolic waste of the body is all cleansed. And so you feel, when you go in the relaxed sauna, I would say it purifies you. You feel cleansed, you feel more clear mentally, and it's anyone with autism, basically we're talking about the mind and getting it cleansed, and this really cleanses the mind, whether it be the aluminum that it gets out of the body or the mercury or anything else. But getting into the relaxed sauna as a daily practice is very, very important. Just like you have a shower that cleans the outside of your body, the washing machine does the inside and the outside of the clothes. We don't have anything in our homes that does the inside of the body. And the far infrared light, I'm thinking in 10, 20 years, people will say, well, I see you have a washing machine and you have a refrigerator and a stove. Where's your relaxed far infrared sauna? How can you have a home without a relaxed far infrared? What do you use to clean the inside of your cells? I mean, we live in a toxic world. What do you have? And so this should be, yes, everywhere.
So this does create, get into the cells by the mobility of the molecules. Is that what you're saying? It helps in releasing toxins?
Every water cell in the body is pulsated, and it cleanses and purifies. Every single cell of the body is cleansed of metabolic waste, as well as the pesticides, the chemicals, the glyphosates, or whatever they're called. Yeah, all this is cleansed out of the body using the relaxed sauna. The more far infrared energy you have, the more effective you can be. And so you can have a little bit or you can have a lot. And the relaxed sauna gently, but very strongly affects the body and cleanses it and purifies it. And that's why people who have not, the far infrared energies have done a lot of good. There's a book by Sherry Rogers called Detoxify or Die, talking about all the benefits of far infrared ray for chemically sensitive people. And the book No Sweat, No Sweat by Dr. Bill Ackpiner. This is an incredible book, and he was voted the best cancer doctor in New York City in 2007, and he highly recommends the relaxed sauna. His patients call us almost every week saying, Dr. Bill said, we need to get a relaxed sauna from you. And we have a lot of doctors, a lot of medical doctors recommend the relaxed sauna to their patients and use them in their clinics for all sorts of situations, for all sorts of remedies, including Lyme, cancer, fibromyalgia, whatever. One doctor uses this when he does IV therapies in his clinic in Washington State. He has 4 of the relaxed saunas there. So the relaxed sauna is something like a medical device. It uses medical device technology, and it's very effective for so many people, and it's given people their lives back. It really has, and that's why we're here to make a difference in a person's health. I've had so many doctors tell me that of all the investments they've ever made in their health, the money they've spent on the relaxed sauna has been the best investment they've ever made.
And it does some people only have to get into it for 5 or 10 minutes a day, right? It's not an hour-long thing.
No, 5 or 10 minutes. That's the beauty of using the relaxed sauna, especially for kids with autism. If for 5 minutes can make an impact, but if you have to wait 20, 30 minutes for a wooden sauna to heat up, oh my gosh, or even 10 minutes for the cheaper portable saunas. But you go in and instant on, and in 5 minutes, wow, it's a whole different kid in 5 minutes. And if you have a kid who you don't want to wait 20 minutes to have an effect.
Phil, I didn't ask you this before. Is there any type of a guarantee offered with the sauna or anything like that?
There's a 1-year warranty. Okay. Nothing ever goes wrong. And we tell people the relaxed sauna will last 20 to 40 years. And we have people coming, up to us all the time said, my sauna is on the blink. I've only had it 2-3 years, but the relaxed sauna should last 20 to 40 years. There's no moving parts.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have a 1-year warranty for sure.
Okay. So it's a warranty. So basically it's a matter of people just getting the sauna and seeing for themselves how it works.
It's been 14 years now or 15 years since we've been promoting the relaxed sauna. And we have people who come up to me at booths. I've had it for 10 years. I've had it for 12 years. I've had it for 8 years. It's like it's brand new.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing goes wrong.
Okay. All right. Great. And yeah, it really is one of those things you sort of have to experience for yourself. So thank you so much, Phil, for joining us. I appreciate you coming here and sharing what you have with us, and anything we can do to help children on the autism spectrum to feel better and get better, because that's what it's really about. And support the parents on their journey.
What's interesting about the relaxed sauna is that 30 seconds can make an impact. And there's no other sauna where 30 seconds can make such an impact, and 5 minutes can transform, a life. And 20 minutes is all you need for a complete sweat. Just 20 minutes, not an hour. And that's important.
Sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I'll hop in it for 5 minutes. And I've noticed the differences. Yeah, I do. That's why I'll know. That's one of the things too. I hate to say, like, if you're busy and you feel like, oh, I really wanted to get in today, 5 minutes, and I can hop in and it's hot, in a second. It's not, I have to wait for it to heat up, and then I have to spend 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60. Not that we shouldn't be relaxing for an hour a day like that. I'm just saying sometimes, to get the chance to do it, it makes it a lot easier to know those things as well. So anyway, okay. Well, thanks again, Phil. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. It really is a pleasure.
We'll see you. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next time.